Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Data Engineer. Today we will see how to create data frame from the create data frame and what is the use of data frame, like what are the key features why we are using, and how to convert, how to create it from existing RDD or an existing file system. Like we have CSV file, we have Avro file, Parquet file, or different file systems. So how to create the data frame? Okay. A PySpark data frame is a distributed collection of data organized into named column. So what this mean? This means that like uh, data frame is nothing but we have some CSV file, or we can consider as a relational database table where they have name, that is called field, and they have value, that is called row. Okay, so column and row we have. So in RDBMS, how data is organized into row and column, that is only called you can say data frame. Okay, similar to named collections, like we have name as a column name, or you can say feature. Okay, and or we can consider as a field, and then their value as a row. Okay, so that is only called you can say data frame. Okay, or you can take the example of a spreadsheet also, or Excel sheet also. Okay, it is designed. So why we are creating the data frame? So for manipulating any data is coming from data is coming through in unstructured or key value or JSON and anything. So processing the data, if you wanted to store in some I can say structured format, then you are using the data frame. Based on that, you can do some transformation on your existing data. So that's why for any you can say raw data, first we are converting to the structured if required to process in a structured way. mm, then we have to create the data frame first. Okay, so basically data frame is a distributed collections of data organized into named column, similar to table in a relational database or a spreadsheet. Okay, so in a spreadsheet we have first name, and then every name, it's like a name have some value, that is called row. Okay, it is designed to process large volume of structured data. Okay, so in data frame we can process only a structured. If that is unstructured or some JSON or some different format, then we have to convert into the structure, then we can create data frame and process, leveraging the distributed computing capabilities of Apache Spark. So data frame also have the distributed computing. Okay, so what are the feature of we can say data frame, why we are using data frame? First one is the distributed computing. So what it means, like PySpark data frame distribute data across multiple node, so which we have already discussed in our PySpark architecture, where we have one master node and other are worker node. So master node, we have the our Spark session main driver program is running on that one node, that is called master node, and other nodes are where our executor are there for executing our job. Okay, so distributed computing means like PySpark data frame distributed data across multiple nodes in a cluster. Okay, then so if we have suppose 10 cluster, so one is for master and other 9 for that. So whenever you will submit your job, so equally your data got distributed parallelly, so that will help to do the parallel processing and efficient handling of large data set also. So that is the help of distributed computing. What do you mean by immutable? So immutable, it's like similar to RDD, which we have not discussed, we will discuss in the next video. So RDD is nothing but it's a like resilient distributed data set, similar to the data frame. It's not similar, they have some different properties apart from data frames also. It's like, but you can consider as a data frame. It's like how RDD is immutable, so data frame are also immutable. What it means, like that content can't be changed after creation, instead of transformation creates new data frame. So we can create new data frame, but existing we can't change. That is simple way you can understand for now. Then the third you can say feature is lazy evaluation. So lazy evaluations means operations on data frame are lazy evaluated, meaning Spark you can say postponed executions the transformation until actions are called. So whenever you will perform any transformation on your you can say data frame, So that is, you can say, it is called lazy. Why? Because until unless we are not doing any you can say actions like show, collect, count, it is trigger, it will not change that particular data frame. Okay, so that is called lazy evaluations. Next would be the schema. So data frame have schema which define the structure of the data. So whenever you are creating a data frame, you have to define first your schema. Schema have, you can define it through the struct type and struct field. Struct type, and under that struct type you can define your struct field. And for each struct field, suppose there is a name, struct field is a name, then you can define the data type varchar or what. If there is a id, you can define as an integer struct field, and you can proceed. So first you need to define your schema. So data frame have a schema which define the structure of the data in terms of column, name, and data type. The structure makes data frame more efficient for querying and processing the data, because if we have already defined the data type and data everything, so it will be more efficient to do the further processing. So data frame is nothing but it's a named collection of data. How you can consider as a relational database, where they have name and they have we have, when they have column and they have row. Okay, column is the column name and they have their value in the row. Okay, they have feature like distributed computing, immutable, lazy evaluation, and schema. So how to create the data frame? So data frame creations, we have multiple way to create data frame. We can create data frame through RDD. We can create data from the external system, like we have CSB, we have Avro, we have Parquet, we have from API also we can create, or we and other is from RDD, which we have already discussed, and then we can create it from the create data frame. So for creating the data frame, what we have to do, we have to just import your PySpark, then we have PySpark.sql, we can create the Spark session. Then what I have already discussed for schema creations, you have to import like a struct type and a struct field. Struct type, under type that we have field like for each particular column what are their type, like it's a string type, integer type, varchar, or some different. So this all are under the PySpark.sql. We can import these two things in the whatever the functionality needed, we can import that particular module. Then we can create the spark session. So how we are creating a spark session dot, so we have already the builder method, right? In a spark session we have builder method, which we have already discussed in first video. Spark session dot builder dot app name dot get or create. So what it will do, it will create a spark session called example.df. So if it is already created, it will fetch that. If not, then it will create that. Okay, so we have created the spark session. So we have data in this format. There I have two particular field. uh, so for that, there is one is the name and other is the age. So we will define the schema. So a schema, how we are defining, first we have to create the struct type. Under struct type we have, because we have two field, right, name and age. So but the struct field we will define as a name. What are their types? So name as generally string, not generally, it's a string type. And then we have a struct field age is a integer type. Okay, so we will create a struct type for schema struct type, and then this is the way to define our schema, and then a struct field we will give. This is the schema. Then we have already we have created the spark session. So we have one method to create the data frame, like create data frame. So spark dot create data frame, we will pass two parameter, one is the data, one is the schema. So data and schema we have passed. Then we will do df dot show. If we will do df dot show, then this data, this name and data will show. Okay, and the other method is from external system. Suppose we have csv file system. Suppose we have csv. So how we will create? So we have csv, so we will create like we have already df equals to spark dot read dot csv, and then we will pass the file path name. Suppose file path name anywhere, we can give the here path name. where our file decides. Okay, then we can create, they have some lot many options list, like option where delimiter and all these things, or any bad data, good data, if you wanted to page, you can give that also. So they have options also, so you can pass in option in schema equals to true or false, whatever you want you can do that. Or if your first row is something like column and row, that also, so that we will see in a separate video. But these are the way to create. Similar way we have CSV, we can create it through XML, through Paraquet, all the spark.read, JSON also. If you have JSON data, we can do like a spark.read JSON and give it file path. This is a simple way to create, but they have other options also that we will see in the next video. But this is the data frame video where we are just introducing how like on like how many ways are there to create the data frame. So first we have the create data frame method. Other way from RDD, if RDD already created, suppose we have RDD, so we can create like RDD dot to data frame, RDD dot to df. The to df method we have if already add existing RDD is there, then we can create the to df method, and then we can convert into the data frame. This is one of the method. And other is from external system, CSV, JSON, Paraquet we have already, and this is the create data frame. So these are the methods. Even apart from this, we have all other also way to create the data frame, but these are mostly used which we are using day to day. So that is the thing we have. uh, Thank you, thanks for watching.